Introducing first, to my right, fighting out of East Coast Martial Arts, he is the Bone Collector, Dominic Garrini! And his opponent, to my left, fighting out the Isle of Sheppey, Kent, England, he is the technical wizard, Zack, Sabre,
The bell rings. Matt Wadsworth being joined by the Duke for this very interesting matchup between Dominic Garrini and Zack Sabre Jr. Dominic Garrini, a guy who is just a hair under 9 months in professional wrestling, is in the ring with one of the best wrestlers, and most would say the best technical wrestler in professional wrestling today.
Well, most might say that. I wouldn't say that. The best wrestler in the world today wasn't in the building. I gave him the night off. That's BJ Whitmer, number one. And number two, I'm only out here to see if Dominic actually wins one of these opportunities he keeps getting handed.
Well, Garrini, indeed, I brought it up not long ago that the one thing he has not done, he's obviously made quite a showing in all these matchups, all these opportunities he's had. He has jumped every time the option has been there.
A great showing. Did he win? What's a great show? It's wins or losses, Wadsworth. It's not a great showing. This isn't everybody gets a trophy. Either you win or you lose.
Well, certainly as I was getting to the one thing that has eluded him, the one thing he has not done thus far is come out victorious in one of those opportunities.
No, every time the bright lights go on, he panics. He can win student scramble matches, 9 days a week, but anytime they put him in there, they know with talent, he drops the ball.
Rolling back. And Sabre looking to counter. This is where it's going to be unique. You've got a guy in there, one of the best technical wrestlers on the planet, one of the biggest submission specialists on the planet, against the guy that is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt.
Now, let me ask you a question real quick. Have you been all around the planet, Wadsworth? You're laying these accolades on pretty thick. I don't think you've ever. When's the last time you were out of Cleveland?
Well, they have this thing these days. It's called the internet.
I've heard stories.
And you can actually watch things from outside of your hometown.
All right, I'll have to give that a shot. But as I said earlier, I gave the best wrestler in the world the night off because for some reason AIW puts him in another scramble match, wasting his talent yet again. I told him, don't even bother, BJ. Just stay home, enjoy your holiday weekend. I'll take care of the business that we need to take care of.
On Sabre looking to counter out, looking to get the arm bar, the wrist lock, and then one unique way that he has an advantage here that Dom is going to have to figure out real quick. One of the things that Sabre does that very few other is that small joint manipulation, the way he'll isolate a single finger and attack that, the wrist, things that actually in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are illegal.
Hey, I'm serious. I'm not here to take anything away from Zack Sabre Jr. I know he's a great wrestler. Obviously, BJ's better than him, and I'm going to say that every time, but he is an amazing talent. The fact that they even put Dominic in there, it almost seems like punishment of some sort. I'm not sure it's punishment for us to have to watch or punishment for him because he did something wrong in training. I don't know.
Well, he has been absolutely thrilled at the opportunity to get in there to prove himself against Zack Sabre Jr. And thus far has gone hold for hold, has managed to do something that no one else has done during his appearances here at AIW, and that is keep him from locking in those submissions. And there you see Zack managing to take the back. And one thing you'll notice, Duke, not attacking just one area. He'll go after the ankle, and as Dom shifts to defend that, he'll shift to that.
And that's why he's so good. He doesn't take things. He takes what you give him. You're trying to do something, and you leave your foot out there, you leave your hand out there. He sees it, and snatches it, and takes it. He changes his mind probably 4 or 5 times during a match as to what he's going to work, and it's all based on what you're doing. He's 5 moves ahead of Dominic already.
And it's an example right there. Dom dropped, looking to scissor those legs. And rather, he fought it just long enough to get an opening. He looked for the arm, now going for that leg bar. And the two of them just exchanging attempts, and it looks like Zack may get the best of it, except Dom breaking. The two of them exchanging leg bars.
And that's the inexperience right there, and dare I say, the ego that's been put in him. He's right by the ropes. He could grab that rope. He could break that hold, but he's trying to out Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. That's not going to happen.
Well, and there they take it through the ropes, but both men still have those legs locked. Tom Dunn calling for the break. You see Sabre giving up, but Sabre is very smart here. Obviously not a lot of footage to study on Dom when it comes to professional wrestling. As I said, less than 9 months in professional wrestling. Zack's smart enough to know the danger of the submissions and was not going to simply let go and let himself get caught. He doesn't know if Dom's the type of guy that's going to sneak one in, that's going to take a cheap shot when it's
well, no, obviously he knows, and that's really the only chance Dominic has, is to choke him out. Because obviously that is not a submission that Zack Sabre Jr. has studied, uses, because it's not a wrestling hold. And it's almost not even fair to Zack Sabre Jr. to put him into a match like this where those things aren't excluded. Dominic's not allowed to use MMA holds.
All in that tie-up now, going to the test of strength, and it's Dom getting the leverage.
I don't think Zack Sabre Jr. ever not has leverage. I don't believe that for a second.
Well, and that's exactly what
I don't believe that for a second.
And then uses that for that hip.
And there you're talking about with the fingers.
Who
works a finger?
Well, and it's that small joint manipulation that no amount of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is going to get Dominic Garrini ready for, because professional wrestling is the only combat you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, you should be allowed to do that.
But just like that, Dom kicking him off, looking for the armbar one more time. Sabre,
Sabre A had the arm hook, and B went right for the ropes. He knows exactly what he's doing. It almost seems like he's just kind of trying to give the crowd their money's worth by this match still going on.
Well, he's feeling the effects of the close calls that Dom's had.
Well, close calls don't get you paid, Wadsworth.
Well,
you know that.
They're not going to get you the win, but one thing they'll do is that arm gets weak enough. Maybe Zack Sabre leaves it out there one time too many. We talked about, obviously, he's known to look for what you give him. Dom drops down, looks for the leg. Zack Sabre pulls it away. Sabre that time using the leg to get the go behind.
And in that span, he went head, leg, wrist, head, leg, wrist.
And now throwing those back elbows. Dom looking to use that rear waist lock, perhaps into a German suplex, and that's exactly what he hit. Now Dom waiting for him, the flying knee on Zack Sabre Jr.
But he can't follow up. That's the inexperience. That's why he's not ready. Why is he talking to Zack Sabre Jr.?
Well, I rarely do we agree, Duke. I'm going to have to give you that one. Absolutely. You've got a guy like Zack Sabre Jr. on the mat. You follow that up, and that's exactly why. Those kicks that happen.
Not only are those kicks impressive, but he can stop them like such, and he can hit his wrist as he's coming in for the strike.
And it's Sabre looking for that penalty kick, and instead it's a lariat from Garrini.
That was a lucky one right there from Dominic.
Well, he managed to avoid the kick. I think that was the biggest part of that whole sequence, was to not get nailed by that corner kick. He's coming back to his feet. You can see him grabbing the elbows, grabbing the shoulder, and Sabre quickly dropping down, throwing those European uppercuts.
This is pretty much the first time in this match Sabre has struck Dominic. I think maybe he's had enough.
Oh, but Dom is not backing down. The open arm shot to the jaw.
Those Europeans are coming with some authority.
And now using the second rope tornado DDT, transitions right back into that guillotine, and then using that to transition hammerlock over, but Dom catches that fisherman suplex. And perhaps at this point we're getting to the point, Duke, that the cardio is going to become a key point.
I don't think either one of those have anything to worry about in that department. Sabre could wrestle for an hour and a half probably if you want.
Well, that's the question. We haven't seen Dominic Garrini have to do that.
Beautiful double underhook.
And now looking for that corner kick, and that time Garrini's got nowhere to go too. And Garrini not only kicks out but floats right into the submission.
Well, he wasn't.
Instead, rolling him up, look at him using the leg to transition into a submission of his own, looking for that armbar. Garrini trying to keep from extending. Now perhaps transitioning. It's hard to see from this angle, looking perhaps to transition to a triangle choke.
He's got him. Looks like he has a pin for some. Tom Dunn's not counting.
Tom Dunn is right there. He's got that. He's checking those shoulder blades. And Zack Sabre, a long-time pro. That's the difference between a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy in a professional wrestling ring and a wrestler in there.
He's gonna break his wrist.
Sabre knew to rotate those shoulder blades off. And look at Garrini transitioning out of it, now getting the front face lock. And slipping that arm in.
I will say this one. It seems to me that Garrini has gotten Sabre a little bit out of his game because Sabre is a lot more force-oriented, a lot more striking, a lot more power moves. Except for the last 2 minutes.
Countering the powerbomb attempt, and that's what you were talking about. Tom Dunn on top of that time. Sabre pops his shoulder up as he's trying to lock that triangle at the same time.
I can't do Tom Dunn's job, too.
Dunn asking. Sabre looking to isolate that arm at the same time. Trying to pull that head down. Garrini's trying to get out of it. Garrini gets out of it with the power bomb. And now there's that short pile driver. Just spiking Zack Sabre Jr. floating over, cover.
He can't finish, Wadsworth. He cannot finish. That is the book on Dominic Garrini is he cannot finish.
Garrini just pacing, just waiting.
And again, he's not following up.
He lets Sabre up, an open hand shot. Sabre fires back with one of his own. And his retaliation drops him, gets him into the corner, those forearm strikes. Now sizing him up, charging in, but Sabre out of the corner with the European uppercut. Floors him for a second. Dom catches him coming out, looking at the rear naked.
He can't finish.
Sabre rolls him up and gets the pin.
And I don't know about you, but I'm done with the Dominic Garrini experiment.
Dominic, I hope you aren't a experimental chiropractor in your free time, because that's not how you straighten out a neck. I guess I'm going to be walking around like this for a little while, who knows. Dominic, I'm not really thinking straight, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you debuted in March this year.
Yes, sir.
That's ridiculous. Dominic, I don't know if you got the memo, but you have to suck for at least a decade before you're allowed to. Well, I mean, that's the journey I did, and it works well, debatably. But stop being good, basically, is the gist of what I'm getting at. Carry on being rubbish, and then my low self-esteem will be given a morale boost. All joking aside, incredible. I'm not going to shake hands because you might kill me. But I don't know, let's do that again, or let's become tag team, let's become best friends. I can send you on missionary attacks on bad people. It seems strange to say thank you, Dom, so that was a match, we did it, I won. Thank God. Cheers, guys.